The RTFT All-Star Racing League is on the air! Live from the Bristol Motor Speedway Xfinity cars, the I Stand With Melissa 200. Join Trapasso up in the broadcast booth with you tonight, joined with the pre-race with Mr. Taylor Burris, owner of the RTFT League, my partner in crime, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, and joining us live via Skype, Miss Melissa Miller, who the I Stand With Melissa 200 is named after.
Are you guys looking for me on Skype? Or?
Melissa, welcome.
Thank you.
So, I want to make sure I understand this correctly. You were diagnosed with breast cancer back in April, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Can you give us a little backstory on what took place?
Sure. Every year I go for my mammogram, and I always get the letter in the mail that I have very dense breast tissue. So they're not sure if there's anything there or not. Well, they've come out with the 3D mammogram, so I opted to get that this time. And that's how they found my tumor. So I would suggest getting the 3D mammogram for anybody who has very dense breast tissue, and it's very common. So it could save your life.
Early testing seems to be the best course of action, to make sure that that you can get.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely, I agree. A lot of insurance companies now want you to go 2 to 3 years between mammograms, and I suggest you do it yearly as long as your insurance will still pay, and that's what I do. So.
Yes,
it's
very important. There's nothing more important than catching something like this as early as you were able to, and we're very happy that you're able to stay with us and hopefully on the road to recovery from here.
Right, I am.
So,
I am that.
Yes, and we're happy that you're able to join us for the pre-race tonight. Joining us in the booth is the third partner in crime of the Three Musketeers of the both broadcasting company, Mr. Kevin Paskowitz. Kevin, you've had some medical issues yourself. I'm sure that you can agree with Melissa that early detection of any issue is definitely the best course of action to take.
Oh, definitely. Melissa, I'm wishing you the best. Please, first and foremost, personal history with other things. It's absolutely the best you can do. It's highly important. I mean, if you're not feeling well, if you notice something out of the ordinary, go see a doctor.
Yeah, you know your body better than anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but sorry guys, I'm still getting situated here.
We understand that, KP. Welcome to the world of full-on Skype as opposed to what comes with the computer. So we'll try to get you up to speed as quickly as we can. Speaking of up to speed, Hot Lap's currently underway. Still about 11 minutes left, and as we got the leaderboard up on the screen right now, Sam Harris showing the way right now with a best of 14,676. That's pretty much hauling the mail right now with the B cars here in iRacing, especially at the night sessions for Bristol. Jason Jacoby sitting second quick. Chris Gutierrez, Ronnie Osmer, and Dallas Pataska rounding out your top five. Sam, why don't you give us a quick rundown of the points, considering that I noticed a few of those names are, in the top 10 right now.
Just give me a second. I haven't found it yet. 1 second.
Fair enough. So, now, Taylor, you mentioned something to me last night about the real-life Bristol race that's coming up.
Yep. We have a special gift that we gave with Brad and Melissa. Both Brad and Melissa are going to be going to the Bristol race on Friday night as a gift courtesy of the RTFT All-Star Racing League, as well as the team of Ray Black Jr. and Francois Pelletier. So they reached out to them, and they were honored to have these two lovely people come out to enjoy the race at Bristol.
Awesome. Very awesome. Now, I heard
cool.
something mentioned about hot passes as well.
Yes, they'll actually be in the garages, in the pit road with Ray Black and Francois Pelletier. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm glad that they get to have this opportunity.
Now, the only thing we ask, Melissa, don't get all crazy on us and, try to go over the wall with the rest of the pit crew.
Well, I can't promise anything.
All right, fair enough. Well, we're happy that you folks are able to join us tonight. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and just remember that what you're watching tonight is in honor of your current success in overcoming the medical issues. The big C, if you will. And we hope that you're around with us for many more years. And Brad, what are the odds on getting a second rig for your house and having Melissa join us on track sometime?
I would say that's probably low. I get her on mine, and
I wreck
she wrecks.
pretty frequently, yeah.
All rookies wreck. That's why they put them in rookies. But we'll get you up to speed.
I'm pretty good in a real car, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Also, as a quick announcement, Turn 3 Motorsports is also holding a charity race coming up on August 26th in dedication of both Melissa for battling with her breast cancer. There's a $20 entry fee, and also there's going to be prizes for the top 3 finishers. And also RTFT will be giving out a free NASCAR Xfinity Hot Pass for the winner of that race as well, courtesy of RTFT All-Star Racing League. So check it out on the forums. Looking forward to seeing those people out there racing that week as well.
Yes, yes we are. And let me just pull up the chat that you and I had yesterday, Taylor, and I want to make sure I get the broadcast information correct on that. Bear with me a second, folks, so that where the heck did you put that link? There it is.
Currently, I think 23 cars have entered that race.
Race Spot is going to be broadcasting that one. So Race Spot TV, you can find them on their YouTube channel. Race Spot, all one word, RACESPOT TV. They do have a YouTube channel. This is probably going to be the only time, because it's such a good cause, that you're going to hear me plug another channel's broadcast on this stream. But this is definitely a cause worth doing so. They're going to go off at Homestead, Miami. Awesome race, awesome idea. I'm glad that the RTFT also stepped up for the race tonight. The I Stand with Melissa 200 live from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Still about 6 minutes left in hot laps. KP, you just mentioned something to me in private. What did you want to say, sir?
All right. Well, with permission of Tyler, sorry, sir, and Melissa, on behalf of the Pesky Sports Race of Champions and Phenomenal Motorsports, which is a group dedicated to awareness for rare disease, we would like to offer a donation in the name of the winner tonight in honor of Melissa. to a charity of Melissa's choice if you want to accept it.
That's
Excellent.
awesome.
Excellent.
That is awesome.
So if you just let us know what your charity of choice is, Melissa, and we would be happy to do that in the name of the winner tonight.
I can tell you who my favorite charity is now.
All right.
I would offer it to St. Jude's.
All right. Well, we got that.
Awesome.
So we will.
And I would like to point out
we will
real quick, KP, that you know, the team that you just mentioned, the Phenomenal Motorsports, they're sponsored by PH Aware, the Mighty, and Paskey Sports. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of the Mighty, they're kind of for lack of a better term, they're a clearinghouse for all sorts of great charities. And if you've never been to their website, I would highly suggest going to do so.
Yeah, so the Mighty, I mean, it's set up to help and assist patients, basically, with mental health and with medical needs as well. And we're very, very proud to represent them and really just offer a helping hand for patients wherever we can. Every fight is important, especially when it comes to our health, and if we can help you out in any way, we want to.
Absolutely. Anything from mental health crises to the big C to any other terminal disease that's out there. The Mighty is definitely where you would want to go for information and for a forum to basically ask questions and get answers from fellow survivors. And
yes,
it
is run by medical professionals as well as patients. So if you have questions about fighting, if you have anything like that, you can most likely find somebody who's gone through your experience or is currently going through it, and find information and even just talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to if that's what you need. And it's a great service.
That's awesome.
Absolutely, and a lot of great charities listed there. And I think St. Jude's is one of the partners with the Mighty. For more information, please go to themighty.com, all one word, The Mighty. And I personally, my favorite charity that they deal with is F Cancer. But that's just me.
That's a legitimate charity.
It is a legitimate charity, F Cancer, and they actually spell it out too. So, which we won't do here on stream because there's a lady present.
There is another one out there called Cancer Sucks, but it's not as entertaining as F Cancer. So,
Yes.
But it's all for a good cause at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter what they're called, as long as they're fighting the right fight. It's fine by me.
Absolutely, and a race that we recently broadcast, one of the female racers in the race was actually it was a charity race. Every driver had to declare what charity they were in, and one of my other broadcast partners and now a driver for Phenomenal Motorsports, Miss Layla Wilson, actually drove that race for F Cancer. So,
yeah,
which I thought was pretty cool. But
that is very cool.
Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the pre-race. Hot Lap's getting ready to wind on down right now, and we will be going live with the I Stand With Melissa 200. I believe I gave you guys the link so you can watch along with everybody at home. We invite you to join in the live YouTube stream chat. If anybody throws any questions your way, feel free to answer them, and we've got admins ready to kick anybody that crosses the line. So you're completely in safe hands tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Brad, Melissa, thank you, and good luck in the future treatments, and enjoy that Bristol race.
We will.
We'll be
I'm
looking for
excited.
you on TV.
Okay.
All right, great. So Brad and Melissa Miller joining us for the pre-race. About a minute left, so if you got to use the little driver's room, I would suggest doing so now. Garrett Main sitting at the top of the leaderboard right now, 14,633. Good grief, Garrett. Leave some on the table for the rest of us.
Now, Garrett Mains isn't a usual competitor in RTFT. I think this is the first time we've seen him in this category, in this league. So it's very impressive for his first race to be at the top of those standings, along with last week's winner, Samuel Harris.
Absolutely.
It is, and I'm looking through we have several new names here tonight with us. It looks like it's going to be a 30-car field. That's a lot of cars to pack around little Bristol Motor Speedway tonight.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who missed last night's event, it was actually a well-raced event from what I was told.
Yeah, Zach Brew gave us an update on what happened last night in the AM race, which took part of this very track last night. Not as many cars as tonight, but still enough to make it an interesting race. And I think they only had, 2-3 cautions? So
that's what I heard. And they happened early, too. So they went the vast majority of the second half of the race caution-free. That's going to do it for hot laps, as we're going to leave the standings up on the board so you folks can watch live timing and scoring with us as qualifying gets underway here for the next 5 minutes.
Now, I do have the point standings up if you want me to call them out now, Tony.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Right, this is the rundown of the top 10 in our point standings. Dallas Pataska is sitting very pretty at the top there with 297 points. In second place, 30 back, is our very own Ronnie Osmer. Steve Gauthier, 255 points, sitting in third place. Ray Black Jr., the pro in the field, 243 points, sitting in fourth place. Frenchie Francois Pelletier sitting in fifth place with 227 points. Last week's winner, Samuel Harris, is in sixth place, a bit further back than he wanted to be, but he's there with 216 points. Dustin Ping had some bad luck lately, but he's still up there in the top 10. He's sitting in seventh place with 211 points. David Bigger, been up and down through the field, but he's still getting those results. He's up there in the top 10 with 204. Cody Eldred sitting in ninth place with 201 points. And
I think we just lost Sam.
I think Sam may have disappeared.
Well, we'll try to get him back here relatively quick. But he mentioned Ronnie Osmer and Ray Black Jr. both in the top 10 in points.
User in your channel timed out.
And there goes Sam. So I would like to point out that last week we did watch Ray Black Jr. get into Ronnie Osmer on one of the early laps and basically end Osmer's night. I did receive word from the officials before this event that Ray Black Jr. has been placed on probation for his actions there. So
that's something. I mean, Tony, you want everyone to race clean, and you understand that every once in a while, someone's going to get a little heated. I mean, that's just the nature of motorsports. It's like any competition. But sometimes when you step outside of the line, you need to take action, and I think that's what the officials are doing here.
I'll be back with you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right as far as that goes, KP. And where and when that incident happened between Osmer and Ray Black Jr., it was way too early in the race, and it was on a section of track that it shouldn't have happened in. It was borderline completely intentional.
Yeah, I mean, that's going into that part of the track. It's, at Mid-Ohio. You're in a braking zone. You can argue that, you're trying to late brake, but it's really hard to late brake that corner and not mess up your entry into it or your roll off. So you'd have to lean towards a little bit. He was trying to lean on Ronnie if it was just to upset the car a little and get under him or what. But, I mean, I know watching it myself, knowing that track, I felt that might have been a little intentional. He might not have meant to wreck him, but I think he meant to move him.
Right. So qualifying basically over right now. Garrett Maines going quick time, 14.657. 3 1,000ths of a second ahead of P2 Michael Jeans, Jason Jacoby, Chris Gutierrez, Dallas Pataska, Ronnie Osmer, Melissa Liguri, John King, Michael Rufferty, and Sam Harris rounding out your top 10. I'm looking at the top 12, and there's less than 3/10 separating first to 12th, which is a pretty tight field here at Bristol.
It really is. I mean, even to go one step further than that, there's just a hair over 1/10 of a second that separates the top 5. I mean,
Yeah.
you could literally throw a blanket over that top 5 right now, and it looks like we're setting up for some good hard racing. Hopefully, it's some clean racing. It's hard to do at Bristol, but you never know.
Well, I mean, yeah, Bristol's always going to be a wild card because it's such a tight confined. There's really no place to hide. If a dumpster fire starts in front of you, you're gonna be in it. Plain and simple. There's no real avoiding it.
Right, and that's part of the issue. I mean, it's also a very narrow track. I mean, you think about it, we're trying to stuff 2, sometimes 3 cars in a row on something that's not even as wide as the street out in front of your house, most likely. So,
true story.
And the problem is there's 2 concrete walls, there's no runoff, so if something happens, there's no place to go.
Yeah, and that's from a viewing standpoint, that's a great thing about Bristol. From a driver's standpoint, it's a nightmare thing about Bristol.
Right, and you are always on the lookout. You're always looking that corner in front of you, coming off the corner. You're always looking going into the next corner to see what's happening, because you could be running 15th and the leader could wreck and you could be in it. I mean, there's really no safe place at the Last Great Colosseum.
True story. Very true story. So, cars starting to grid up right now. Let's get a quick rundown here of who is where. Starting front row is going to be Garrett Maines and Michael Jeans. Jason Jacoby and Chris Gutierrez make up row number 2. Points leader Dallas Pataska is going to be joined with Ronnie Osmer in row number 3. Melissa Liguri and John King, row 4. Row 5 sees Michael Rufferty and Sam Harris. Row 6, we see Jeremy Poole and Francois Pelletier. Dustin Ping and Brad Miller make up row number 7. Row 8, Dustin Dean and Robert Hill Jr. Brendan Graham and Ray Black Jr. make up row number 9. Row 10 goes to Jonathan Medeiros and Johnny Antonucci. Sean Dower and Cody Eldred, the teammates, are going to make up row number 11. Row 12 goes to Butch Frazier and David Bigger. And Colin Roberts and Doug George make up row 13, with Zach Brew, the last car to take time, starting in 27th. Jay Anderson, Troy Campbell, and Bob Lacavara all withdrawing from the event early. So 27 cars slated to take to it right now. And what the hell just happened?
I am not entirely sure.
There we go.
Well, I'm back anyway.
Well, that's a good thing. Welcome back, Sam.
All right. Hi, Sam.
Did I manage to call out all the standings before I dropped?
No.
Most of them.
Most of them, but not all of them. And
I can do that
before I
again if
forget
you
to
need
do
to.
so, we're taking the standings off the screen as the field starts to pace around this half-mile high bank of Bristol Motor Speedway, as KP put it, the last great Coliseum. The RTFT I Stand With Melissa 200 getting ready to get underway. Lights are out on the pace car. All
All right. Now this is where you're feeling a little bit tingly. You're getting ready to go. It might be sweating just a little bit, and getting ready for what's going to be best described. I think it was Kyle Petty who described it best. It's like 200 laps in a blender.
I've also heard it referred to, depending on which series you're running here, jet fighters in a gymnasium.
Green flag, green flag.
Heard that as well.
And we are live.
All right.
Garrett Main's jumping out to an early lead, about 5 car lengths currently.
All right. It looks like everyone's going to get clear. It looks like the top line is already starting to come in. We're seeing some cars moving on the outside.
Absolutely. Jacoby and Jean's rim riding right now as they go through the 1-2 complex. And reeling in Main's quickly.
And we just had a car upside down.
See who that was.
I believe it was Francois Pelletier, the number 19.
More bad luck coming from the
Trying to find him.
the guy.
There he is. And we see some damage right now on the 19 of Pelletier. And for some reason, Trading Paint's not working for me tonight. Thank you, Trading Paints.
I'm watching the replay, and it looks like he just came up. The number 78 car had a heck of a run, and they just kind of went for the same piece of real estate, and over on his lid went Pelletier.
Well, let's back that up a little bit. We see Pelletier in front right now as we're watching the replay, and we see the 98 get a run on the outside. Pelletier running that low line, 76 running the high line. Pelletier just had a run on him. Pelletier didn't realize he was there. By the time the spotter could get the words out of his mouth, car high, Pelletier was already on his roof.
Tell you, if that guy didn't have any luck, he'd have no luck at all.
I'm
going to go out on a limb and say he's got KP kind of luck.
I was just going to say, he's got me luck.
Danica luck.
No. Danica has KP luck too.
Thanks, guys. But
That's why we're teammates, bud.
Francois, Frenchie is, he's a rather affectionately and sometimes otherwise called in the pits and here in iRacing. He's a great driver. He really, really can make a car run well and fast, but he just gets, he's just one of those guys. He'll have a great run and something happens in front of him, or he'll have a computer crash, or just anything that's possible in sim racing that can go wrong will happen to him while he's leading a race.
And we've seen so many times, well, me and Tony have seen so many times that he's been coming from the back of the field and making such good runs, getting back up to the top, and then
gets caught up in somebody else's dumpster fire.
Yeah, he gets completely undone by those by somebody else's. It's just unfortunate.
So 6 laps, currently working lap 6 as awesome. My computer seems to be getting a little choppy right now. Garrett Maines, Jason Jacoby, Michael Jeans, Dallas Pataska, Chris Gutierrez rounding out your top 5. Ronnie Osmer, Melissa Liguri, John King, Sam Harris, and Michael Rafferty rounding out your top 10.
Just watching these cars run around here, and it's something that's kind of unique about this racetrack is just how fast you have to be going to stay on the banking in these corners. And under caution, these cars are barely able to do that.
Right, and that's the thing about this track. I mean, there is so little room as well for mistake. I mean, one bad mistake could end your race and a lot of other people's too.
That's very true. We were talking about it while you were away, Sam, just saying just how narrow this track is and how someone else's mistake half a lap behind you or in front of you can end your day.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Very much so. As lights are on the pace car takes that hard left turn. Here we go again.
Green flag.
Maines drops the hammer, and we are back underway. Everybody looks like they're getting a little strung out right now, as we're too wide for second. Or sorry, too wide for third, with Dallas Pataska on the high side, Michael Jeans on the inside, as Trading Paints finally decides it's going to start working. Pataska rim riding just inches off that 1-2 turn wall. Up into third, your points leader.
And I'm telling you guys, I'm watching
Rolling
back
the
through the field here.
throwback Hardee's paint scheme tonight. Good on you, Dallas.
And we have 2 cars in the wall, it looks like, on the front stretch. Oh, it's the
Brandon Graham and Cody Eldred. And we're staying green. And we're going to stay green, but we're going to watch and see what happened there. See Graham on the low side. Eldred had some help from the 11.
Oh, man, just exactly what we were talking about, getting caught up in someone else's mess.
Well, yeah, the 30 was just a victim of circumstance right there. Brendan Graham, Cody got nerfed by the 11, and Brandon just a victim of circumstance and just got wadded. As the leaders put Graham a lap down, Garrett Main still showing the way. Jason Jacoby sitting second, Dallas Pataska in third. These guys just fighting tooth and nail as Eldred now goes a lap down to the leaders. So Eldred hoping for a quick caution here to try to get the lucky dog and back on the lead lap.
I'm telling you, guys, I'm watching some of these battles back through the field as, they go 3 wide and Ray Black Jr. goes around.
Yellow.
And that one's going to be a yellow. So I was just going to say, guys, that top side is working really well, and the closing rates are tremendous right now.
Absolutely. As we're watching the replay right now with Black, the meat in the sandwich gets just annihilated by John King. King dove low and just couldn't keep it pinched down. Just got up into Ray Black and just turned him. Something to keep in mind. There is no love lost between those two. They've had contact on the track before. However, Ray Black Jr. currently serving probation, so it's going to be interesting to see how the driver of the 07 Scuba Life Chevy Camaro reacts to what just happened.
And I'm thinking, guys, I don't think he hit anything, at least not very hard. I think the only contact Black Jr. had with anything was the other car.
No, he got into the inside wall as he spun it.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
If you look at the back of the car, he backed it into the wall. Shouldn't hamper the performance of that car too much. Might make refueling a little more difficult, but shouldn't hamper him too badly.
And we've got Gutierrez, Dewar, and Pelletier making it down pit road.
Absolutely.
I'm watching the replay, guys. I think that damage was already on. I think Black might have gotten nerfed by somebody before that wreck, because I'm looking at it, he didn't hit anything. Now, the number 8 car tried to tear the inside wall down.
Fair enough.
But
I would like to point out Cody Eldred, the recipient of the lucky dog there, back on the lead lap.
It's good to see. Hopefully he can actually make a run out of it now and make his way back up. Brandon Graham's the only car a lap down now, so hopefully if there's another caution, he'll be able to get back on the lead lap too, so we should have a full field.
And some interesting pit strategies already starting to play out. The top 12 staying out. Robert Hill Jr. winning the battle off pit road, taking looks like 4 and a load of fuel. Brad Miller also doing the same, maybe getting a little damage repair there on the 76 from his earlier contact with Frenchie. So.
And this track is strange because you've got pit roads on either side of the track, so you don't know who's coming out where or what's going to happen with these pit stops.
Well, here's the thing. As far as it was explained to me, under green you can pit on your side of the track. Under caution, you have to enter the pits in turn 2, go down the back straightaway, stay on the apron in turns 1 and 2, in turns 3 and 4, and then go if you're pitting on the front stretch. Pace car getting ready to duck on off here. Lights are out as we are currently working lap 19. Going to go back to green on lap 20. Mains and Jacoby up on the front row. Pataska, Jeans, Harris, Liguri, Osmer, Rafferty, Maderos, and Ping rounding out your top 10. Pace car ducking on off, and here we go. Pull the belts tight. We are back underway here at the I Stand with Melissa 200 live from the Bristol Motor Speedway, part of the RTFT All-Star Racing League.
Everybody getting jumpy already, and Ronnie Osmer slotting in behind Melissa Ligori there, biding his time, waiting until later in the race. I mean, he's got a point to prove tonight. After such disappointment last week, he's going to be out there for redemption tonight. I can see that coming.
And a little bit of damage already on the flamed 55 of Osmer. Not sure when he received that, but a little crinkle in that right front fender, as is normal at any short track you go to. You're bound to, bang something up. As he's
especially this one
right all over the back bumper of Ligori. Here comes the 41 of Rafferty to the inside, looking low on Osmer. Osmer rim riding, trying to get into the wall again, just brushes it going through 1 and 2.
No harm, no foul, though, as he keeps it going right behind the other guys, so he's not lost any speed there.
Not really. He's backed off of Melissa Liguri a little bit. Rafferty's still looking a little bit low, hoping to get a run on Osmer. But as we learned at Watkins Glen a couple weeks ago, especially as Osmer's starting to blink a little bit, getting the ping shakes as his ping rate goes up a little bit. Doug George making his presence felt right now, currently sitting in 9th. We're watching the battle for 7th with Osmer, Rafferty, and George.
All right, we got some good battling all around the racetrack right now. I mean, these guys, they've settled down a little bit, but they're still clawing for position. I mean, you can lose a lap here real fast, and I think everyone wants to try and stay as close to the leader as they can.
And speaking of leader, Jason Jacoby all over Garrett Maines right now. The plain white wrapper just looking low to the inside of the 1 right now. Maybe a little bump and run coming off of turn number 4, side by side through 1 and 2. And
he just cannot get it done.
Could not get it done, had to pinch it down. The high side seems to be the quick way around right now. Looks like some guys are trying to work in that low line.
Yellow.
And we got a caution.
Yeah, let's see. Looks like Sam Harris, last week's winner, stepping on his own junk. And going into turn number 1, you see Harris right behind his teammate there, gets into the wall just a tick.
And it's those little mistakes that can cause you so many problems.
And I mean, Harris disappeared. And when he came back, he was just going into the inside wall. You saw him spinning across the front straightaway there. So I'm thinking he may have caught the turn 4 wall, a big blink there out of the 98. And I'm thinking that may have rattled him just a little bit as his, wow. Yeah, that car is, that computer is tweaked. As Harris is definitely having some blinking issues right now. It looks like we got some takers going down pit road.
Fun, interesting fact about Jason Jacoby while we were under caution here. I was speaking to Cody Eldred just before the race started, and he informed me that Jason Jacoby is actually running in a rig that is actually half of a real car.
Yes, it is. There was a write-up done up on iRacing World's Facebook page about it. They basically took the greenhouse of an actual, at the time it was a Busch car, lopped the nose off of it, took the windshield out of it, mounted his monitor where the windshield would normally go, and that's his rig.
That's amazing.
Must be nice to have money.
I know, right? I know that feeling.
So
well, it might be helping him here tonight. He's running pretty strong.
This is one of the tracks where having triple screens definitely would help. Triple screens helps, and I believe an Oculus Rift or some other form of VR headset is actually a detriment, because you're more likely to get motion sickness from that because you're constantly turning at this place, plain and simple.
You got to be looking who's to your right, who's to your left, what's down in front of you, what's up in front of you, and what's behind you, all at the same time.
Absolutely. So, a place like Bristol, a place like Talladega, a place like Daytona, triple screens really come in handy. And to a very, very slightly lesser extent, any of the 2 mile tracks like your California and your Michigan would be another place where those would come in handy. And I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm really liking the paint scheme on Dallas Pataska's car tonight. The throwback Days of Thunder Hardy's livery on that number 5 tonight. Lights are out on the pace car as we see some cars trying to scrub some tires, get some heat into them. And look who is in the top 6, currently sitting 6. Ray Black Jr. has worked his way up into the top 6 currently.
I think that might be the benefit of some pit strategy. A lot of cars came down pit road this time.
Yes, they did.
So he's working hard, but...
And
Garrett, that was a bit of a wiggle off the double zero.
Garrett Maines just annihilates the field, just jumping out to a wicked lead right now. Dallas Pataska and Jason Jacoby side by side. Jacoby keeping it wound up on the high side. Pataska staying off him on the low side.
Oh! The 0-5 is around.
Oh, that's a hard hit.
And Zach Brew going to need some Pepto-Bismol after this one.
Oh, and he's trying to come back up in the middle of traffic.
There's the yellow.
There's the caution.
So let's see what happened there. Gets into it with Frenchie, pushes Frenchie. Frenchie goes off the wall, and if I'm not mistaken, Pelletier is from the Great White North. That was a straight up hockey hip check.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, as Zach Brew just does more damage to that car trying to get it turned around. That's a definite Pepto-Bismol moment.
That's going to leave a burning sensation in your abdominal region.
And I just want to point out, there's with the accordion that happened there, the 78, the 55, and a couple others all got into it. All have taken some significant damage as a result.
Well, I think it all stemmed from the start, though, the restart. I don't know if you looked at the double zero. He actually spun the tires on the restart and caused that checkup behind him, between him, the 5, and the 41.
Right.
It was just amazing to see.
Well, for what it's worth, Maines, Jacoby, Pataska, and Rafferty, and Dustin Ping have not been down pit road yet. Same goes for Butch Frazier, currently sitting 12. So they're working almost 40 laps on their tires right now, which doesn't seem like a lot when you're on a half mile, but when you get the new tires, you're going to feel like Superman for about 5 to 10 laps. And yes, you are right. The rear roll pan on the 76 looks like it backed into a tree.
And
we're watching it on the stream right now on that. I'm surprised that team was able to get fuel into the car.
Yeah, already though, just looking through this entire field, there's a lot of bent sheet metal already. If a digital body hanger was a job, there'd be a lot employed after tonight.
I can speak from experience. I helped the body hanger when I was with McGlynn Motorsports after the Bristol night race back when I was there, and I still have nightmares about that car. Let's just leave it at that.
Now, while we're under caution, I'm just going to bring your attention to the live chat on YouTube right now. We currently have 12 people watching, so those that are watching, don't forget to leave a like on the broadcast, and let's have a bit of fun in the chat. Let's just call out your pick to win tonight's race. Let's have a bit of a over/under going or a bet going on here. Who's your pick to win this race and why? get your comments in the chat, and we'll be answering them as best as we can.
Absolutely. And also, if you would like to get involved in the RTFT All-Star League, they do have their quote open race for basically anybody that's eligible in the league can run on Sunday nights. If you would like to get involved in the Xfinity cars with the RTFT, go ahead and leave a comment below with your iRacing name, and we will do what we can to get those passed along to Taylor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the first time we've actually referenced the chat in this series so far, which I feel bad for.
And
But
pace
we're about
car
to go
is
underway.
off. We are back underway, and this 00 steps on his crank again.
He's having trouble on that outside line. It's very strange.
Dallas Pataska able to get the clear this time. Slides up in front of the 00. Ray Black Jr. to the inside. Just bombs it into turn number 3. Pataska up into second. Maine's half a second up the road already. And I'm thinking bombing it into turn number 3 really cost Ray Black Jr. as he's now dealing with Rafferty all over his back bumper. There's a big stack up right now behind Ray Black Jr., currently sitting in 4th. A lot of hungry dogs wanting to beat the pro.
Yeah, that's something too. I mean, these iRacing guys, it's one of the great things about these leagues and what you can do. You can race against these current Xfinity NASCAR drivers, IndyCar drivers.
Yellow flag is
And
out.
as we have another caution, don't
Let's-
think for a second that they aren't going to try their hardest to beat them.
Looks like Chris Gutierrez in the 22 having some issues. Let's go to the replay and see what happened there. You see Gutierrez in the black and green arrow sponsored number 22. There was a stack up, and he locked him down and spun him to try to stay off of everybody in front of him. Looks like he may have hit that front splitter on the banking. Going to be interesting to see how much nose damage took place by bouncing it off the banking like that. But it looks like single car spin, as there was a little bit of a stack up. Gutierrez discretion being the better part of valor. Just self spin to not kill anybody in front of him. So good to see Chris doing that.
Yeah, that's something that rarely happens here at Bristol is spinning this car and not hitting anything or having anyone hit you.
Oh yeah. I mean, this track is one of the most difficult tracks in the world. I mean,
And if anybody wants a cat, oh my god, you got to light a scented candle. Good grief!
I've already got one. I don't need another one, thank you.
Yeah, the inn is closed here as well. But and you are right, Sam. I mean, this is I definitely think they got it right when they decided to call Bristol the Last Great Colosseum. I mean, high banking, fast speeds, tight racing. There are quarter-mile dirt tracks that offer more space and and the ability to get around a car better than Bristol does. I mean, it is very hard.
The one that really comes to mind, KP, is one from your old stomping grounds, my current stomping grounds, Elbridge, New York, Rolling Wheels Raceway, which I've been told has had an iRacing scanner van spotting recently.
Now, I'm British, but I've actually heard of that track, which is weird.
Well, the wheel, they call it the fast track for a reason. 5/8 of a mile, relatively flat dirt track, and gobs of runoff room and just gobs of speed.
I believe it has been around. Has it been 50 or more years, Tony? I know it's one of the classic tracks when you talk about dirt racing in the Northeast.
Absolutely. The modifieds run there. It's a specials only track. And by that we mean that they don't run a weekly show. They run, every so often, and they're really special events when they do so. The World of Outlaws has been there. The Empire Super Sprints, the UMP Sprints. And when the sprints show up, Katie bar the door because it's standing room only anytime they have an event at the wheel, but especially when the sprint cars show up. because the wing sprint cars at the Rolling Wheel Raceway Park is just an awe-inspiring sight to see. So lights
yes,
are out on the
definitely.
pace car. Maines, Pataska, Jeans, Black Jr., Roberts, Rafferty, Osmer, Medeiros, Bigger, and Liguri. Your top 10 right now.
Bit of a sudden checkup by the 41 then.
I saw
we
that.
might have some tempers flaring here.
One thing we haven't spoken about tonight, I'll talk about it in a minute once we get under green, but
Pace car's in.
stages. Yep.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, that's the one thing we did forget to ask Taylor about is...
the 41 was turned by the 84.
Yeah, that was coming. That was coming.
We stay green, though. How? I have no
I don't
idea.
know how.
With, two Blackout Motorsports cars and...
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And there we go.
Oh, more wrecks. Oh, Ray Black Jr. got tagged.
Jeez. Louise. Come on, guys.
Right, now we're under caution again.
Yeah, we're going to back that up and see what took place there. You see, we're going to watch with the 41. You see the 84 right behind him. No love lost between those two. Another Blackadder Motorsports car just hammers him. And Melissa Liguri has nowhere to go. Francois Pelletier, nowhere to go. There goes the 00, nowhere to go. Jason Jacoby, I mean, the 41 was, for lack of a better term, a pinball on that restart. Just annihilated by Jonathan Medeiros.
That's not something you want to see. I have a feeling that there are a bunch of drivers that are no longer in Medeiros' fan club.
You think? And we're going to watch and see what happens.
I don't think it's going to be on anybody's Christmas card list anyway.
Yeah, true story. And we're going to see what happened here.
He might be on a Christmas list, but it's not going to be for cards.
We're going to see what happened here to Ray Black Jr. You said he got turned.
Well, he almost got turned. He got tagged on the rear end and he saved it amazingly.
The third Old Schools car tonight, the 27. That is... why am I not coming up with a number? Awesome.
Oh, man. Just
help me out here, guys.
Cullen
Roberts. Thank you. Yeah, just gets Ray Black Jr. all sorts of sideways. Great save by Ray there. So
that was a good piece of driving. I don't know if Ray Black's been practicing on dirt or not, but it definitely looked like it.
It was a very dirt-esque save.
Well, to quote one of Sam's fellow countrymen, Mr. Jeremy Clarkson, I think some poo has come out.
Yes. Yeah, I can understand that sentiment right now watching that. Wow.
Yeah, that's new fire suit to the 07 pit. New fire suit to the 07 pit, please.
It's like that bathroom meme that KP keeps sharing around of the guy absolutely exploding.
You mean of the porta-john that's melted to the ground?
No, I'll share it with you later.
Oh, that one. Yes, I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about now. Never mind.
Yeah, while we're under caution, though, we are actually finished with our first stage. We're into the second stage now. The stages are 50, 50, and the last 100 laps is just race it out to the end. So first stage is lap 50, second stage is lap 100, and the final stage is the final 100 laps of the race.
So Garrett Maines has led all 57 laps so far from the pole. Michael Jeans currently sitting second. Cullen Roberts right this second sits in third. Ronnie Osmer fourth. Doug George fifth. Jason Jacoby sixth. Brad Miller currently holding down the number 7 slot. Dallas Pataska Sam Harris in 7th. Brad Miller in 8th. Dallas Pataska and Dustin Ping rounding out your top 10 as lights are out on the pace car again. Pull those belts tight again, boys. It's time to go back to green flag action. Pace car getting ready to duck on off here.
No more controversy this time, please.
Let's go. Oh.
Pace car's in, and here we go.
Green, green, green.
Cleaner start this time. That was much better.
That was a ton better start.
And I'm not live. There we go.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, KP.
Don't you love when that happens? Ronnie Osmer
yeah.
trying to make some hay on the high side right now. It's got Jason Jacoby right in his slipstream. Osmer to the low side just catches the apron a tick, pushes up the track just a little bit, loses a little bit of speed. Jacoby's going to go around on the high side. Cullen
Yellow,
Roberts
yellow,
side
yellow.
by side, and who stepped on their crank?
Looks like we're under
Sean
yellow
Dower.
again.
Doer. That's Sean Doer.
Tony,
See what happened there.
roll that beautiful beam footage.
Rolling it. Why was the 52 on the apron? Let's find out. Jeremy Poole, what were you doing?
Don't make me say it again.
Back that thing up.
I'm wondering if he didn't have a black flag and was trying to make it to the pits.
Well, if he was trying to do that, I believe the phrase we're looking for right now is epic fail, as he just tagged Doer, could not hold it on the apron, overcooked it, and just annihilated the 62.
I just want to point out we have had 2 retirements from this race so far. Johnny Antonucci and Brandon Graham have both retired by the looks of things. So
looks like 3
unfortunately.
because Dustin Dean also
he didn't take the start.
He never took the start. Failing to start, Dustin Dean, Troy Campbell, Bob Lacavara, and Jay Anderson.
Yeah, and our current retirees are Johnny Antonucci and Brandon Graham. Brandon having so much bad luck in this race. It was his first race, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he got caught in that first spin, that first incident with Cody Eldred, had no place to go. And I think he went a lap down very, very quickly, unfortunately.
Yes. However, it does look like Antonucci's still in the session.
yeah, he's just hasn't run his 46 laps down now. So
Yeah. Okay. So Garrett Maines continues to show the way. Go ahead, KP.
I was just going to say, still 22 cars on the lead lap. That's a lot of cars for Bristol.
and we're not even halfway yet.
Absolutely. Especially with the carnage that we've seen so far, I would like to point out, it looks like the 05 has already burned the fast repair.
I believe several of the cars have. I think the 07 may have. I believe the 19 has.
Well, we've already seen how screwed up the 05 was earlier. I think he kind of had no choice.
Yeah.
I want to introduce a new thing here. I want to introduce the paint scheme of the night.
Paint scheme of the night. Who's your vote this week, Sam?
That would go for Cullen Roberts with that awesome old school paint scheme. I love that paint scheme.
Cullen Roberts. That's a sharp one. I still have to give my nod to Dustin Ping. Or not Dustin Ping, I'm sorry. Where the hell did he go?
That's my pick. What's your pick, KP?
Dallas Pataska is my pick. In the with the Hardys number 5.
I'm seeing, I think it's the number 95 rolling around in that kind of old school mashup Haviland, Texaco Haviland paint job. I really like that. I think he's looking sharp.
Yeah, that's a sharp one too. A lot of sharp cars in this series. Lights are out on the pace car again as we are working. We're going to be going back live, working lap 66 of 200 here in the I Stand with Melissa 200 as we are back underway. Garrett Maines dropping the hammer quickly, and all hell breaking loose behind him. Almost 4 wide car there for a second.
Yeah, 27 car, he just did not go. I don't know if he missed a shift, spun the tires, what it was, but the rest of the field took off and he stood still.
Yeah, and that old school's paint scheme not quite as pretty as it was 2 minutes ago.
Still pretty though.
As we're watching the battle for third right now with Jacoby and Osmer going nose to tail. The 11 of Doug George in that battle as well. George looking to the inside of Osmer, going to pinch it down low. Osmer keeping it wound up on the high side, bangs the wall just a little bit.
We have 2 cars spinning on the back
under caution. Let's see who that was.
It was Jeremy Poole, the number, I believe it's
52.
number 58, 52. He,
Gets tagged by Sean Dewar. And
Yep.
Dewar goes
Bit of a
around.
revenge.
I don't know. Well, if that was revenge, Dewar needs to go to, the Ray Black School of Revenge Driving, because he hurt himself. He hurt himself more than he hurt anybody there.
Oh, that was harsh.
Get your hate mail coming, folks.
Oh, I need to go and have a cold shower after that.
funny,
Oh.
but sometimes things are funny because there's a slight bit of truth to them.
Yes.
All right.
So we're watching it again. Here's Dewar just bombing it into turn, looks like 1 and 2.
That's what it appears to me.
That was 3-4. I'm sorry. He just gets into him, and it's if this was an IndyCar, I'd say that was the trans tunnel glitch that we see a lot. If you watch the watch the car again.
As the 41 gets one of his laps back.
Dewar touches him, and the 52's rear tires just go under the track.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's that glitch that we're seeing a lot of times in the open wheel cars here at on the high bank tracks. Just touches him, goes into the corner, and the front end of the car just goes skyward.
Didn't we have that glitch at Iowa as well? I'm pretty sure we saw that a few times.
At least once at Iowa, but we normally see it more on the high bank tracks. That was a straight up, NHRA, super stock wheel stand.
Yeah.
So, and I would like to point out that of everybody on the track right now, Garrett Maines is the only one who has not been down pit road.
He's got to come down eventually.
Sooner or later.
I'm wondering if he's trying to make it a one-stop race, guys. I'm wondering if he's trying to stretch it all the way out to lap 100. I mean, these cars are capable of that.
They are. I don't know what the fuel load is, because normally they don't run 100% fuel.
Well, with all the caution laps we've been having.
True story.
But
it's helping.
I just wonder if this isn't part of his strategy, is just to absolutely stretch that tank to the last drop and see if he can make it a one or maybe even just a 2-stop race.
Absolutely. Now, I would like to remind everybody you're currently watching the I Stand With Melissa 200, part of the RTFT All-Star Racing League. A race for Melissa Miller, who was diagnosed with breast cancer back in April. If you were with us with the pre-race, Melissa joined us for the pre-race. Now, there's going to be another race to benefit breast cancer coming up. It's called the Fight Like a Girl 200, presented by T3M. You're going to be able to watch that on Race Spot TV, live broadcast from Homestead Miami Speedway.
Green flag.
And I'm not live. Now I am.
Restart goes off. How's it feel?
Yeah.
And the 00.
It wouldn't be a broadcast if Tony didn't do that.
Hey, at least I haven't had the standings up in the middle of the screen. As we're watching Michael Jeans and Garrett Maines go just tooth and nail right now. But the Fight Like a Girl 200 from Homestead Miami Speedway, that's going to be August, I believe, 26th. Open practice starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. Qualifying starts at 6:50 Eastern. And grid up at 7 p.m. Eastern. 43-car field limited. There is going to be an entry fee with money paid out to the top 3 in iRacing gift cards. 134 laps at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Again, you're going to be able to watch that on Race Spot TV's channel. They got the broadcast rights for that one. And this is probably going to be the only time you're ever going to hear me mention another stream's broadcast in a stream here, but it's definitely for a worthy cause. The Fight Like a Girl 200, presented by T3M. You can find that in the iRacing forums for more information on how you can get involved.
All right, looks like we're getting a good rhythm here, guys, as we're just everyone seems to be settling out a little bit. Some battles going on around the track, but keeping it clean right now.
And it looks like Jacoby has dropped out. The 00 is gone.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate, considering how strong he's been all race.
Absolutely.
Dallas Pataska and Cullen Roberts tagging the wall then. Not sure what happened there. Still at speed, but they brushed the wall going through 1 and 2.
Well, that is common here. And you can brush the wall without doing any significant damage to the car, or even really affecting your lap that much here.
Well, they used to call it the Darlington stripe. I guess we can start to refer to it as the Bristol Bash.
the Bristol Brush.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Let's go with that. That's what's going to be called from here on out. We're going to copyright that. So NBC, Fox, F yourselves. Garrett Main's currently showing the way. Michael Jean's sitting in a semi-comfortable second place. Doug George working on him right now as they are over a second and a half up the road to fourth place, Dallas Pataska.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where, kind of a rhythms part of this race comes in, is we know the fast line is the high line. We know it's hard to pass. So how long do you sit and ride behind the guy in front of you? And then how and when do you bump him out of the way to pass him?
So the race right now is for the 10 spot, as we see Brad Miller on the high side. Now, mind you, Brad is the husband of the lovely lady who this race is named for.
And 3 wide into the corner as Ray Black Jr. got all kinds of out of shape. I think he got tagged by his real-life teammate, yeah, Francois Pelletier.
And Pelletier's car looks like it's gone through a demolition derby.
It really does. I think
it always looks like that.
Yeah, but even more so tonight as we're watching Brad Miller work on Jonathan Medeiros right now. Medeiros on the high side, Miller on the low side. Again, Miller's car looks like it's been backed into a tree, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the speed at all. Only 51 laps on his tires right now. Garrett Main's your leader, 89 laps into this current run.
Just an update on Jason Jacoby. He actually failed throughput. That's why he left.
Okay.
No.
Tough break for the 00 there.
I want to point out, Ray Black Jr., guys, he is sliding through this field quick. He just he got put down to the bottom, and he hasn't been able to really get himself back up. He just now is getting himself back up, but I believe he's backslid to 15th.
And there it goes.
Oh, and it looks like
Snap,
they're all...
see you, bye.
Nope. Yep.
Not going to save it.
Nope, Ray Black Jr.
No caution.
The wall.
Not yet. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Wow, no caution.
Wow.
Yellow flag is out.
And now
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, and it's Francois Pelletier. Frenchie looks like he was backwards up against the wall. May have actually gotten into Ronnie Osmer as well.
Well, let's roll that beautiful bean footage as there's the 05 dive into the inside of Pelletier. Here comes the 55. No, it's the 57 that got into him. Osmer finished the job. The 57 started it, got him sideways. Osmer really no place to go. Bigger getting into the left rear quarter panel of Pelletier there. And, hey, how about that panel we don't have to fix?
Yeah, and Garrett Maines is taking it pit side.
Kick. I don't want you spoiled, Buck.
Oh, man, guys, this is insane.
That's the polite way to put it.
I feel bad for Frenchie, but I think that car, if we were to attach some bumper bars to it, we could take it to the modified race later.
No, not quite yet. Street stock, maybe.
Definitely street stock.
It does look like a few local dirt track street stocks that the drivers need to go back to rookies, if you ask me.
But yeah, Garrett Maines and Michael Jeans have been down pit road, guys. They've finally got some fresh tires and fuel.
True story, and look who's leading this thing. Dallas Pataska getting handed the lead. Robert Hill Jr. currently sitting second. Ray Black Jr. now a lap down. Dustin Ping in third, Melissa Liguri fourth, Zach Brew rebounding from that early melee to currently sit in the number 5 slot. John King, Cody Eldred, Garrett Maines, Michael Jean, and Butch Frazier rounding out your top 10.
I just want to, looking at Ray Black's car as well, I mean, he's got those fenders pushed up over the tires, and he's about a half step away from looking like a dirt late model here tonight.
You think? Good grief.
Well, you know what they say, bring home the trophy or bring home the steering wheel. There's going to be a lot of steering wheels brought home tonight.
And it looks like wave arounds are coming. Pelletier staying out. I didn't catch who the other car was.
And Sean Dewar has retired.
Pelletier and Harris going to be getting the wave arounds. As lights go out on the pace car, here we go. Dallas Pataska in the throwback Days of Thunder Hardy's paint scheme, going to be bringing them back to green as we're getting ready to work laps 97. Currently working lap 97.
This is going to be the last couple of laps before the end of the stage as well.
Absolutely.
So sprint for those stage points is about to begin.
And Dustin Ping's car looks like it's been backed into a tree as well.
I feel sorry for those trees.
It was either a tree or a telephone pole, and I'm not sure which.
I prefer the telephone pole, to be perfectly honest.
No, not the telephone pole, because then we lose service. Pace cars in, and Pataska pulls the trigger.
He wasn't waiting on anybody.
Robert Hill Jr., just a slight sleep at the switch there. Liguri trying to make some hay on the high side, up into the number 3 slot right now, side by side with Dustin Ping. Gets the clear as they go into turn number 4.
Yep. They're just going into turn 1 now.
And here comes Zach Brew on the inside, going to scrub off a ton of speed down there. Brew side by side with Jeans right now.
Pataska's checked out.
Pataska has checked out over a full second up the road to Robert Hill Jr. as it's getting chippy right now from third on back. Actually, from
right
second on back.
Let's say we are too wide back. Oh, and Miller goes around.
And that's the end of the stage now then.
Absolutely.
And I want to point out, Mr. Miller, he spun that thing, didn't touch a single thing. However, they wrecked behind him, and there's several cars damaged.
Oh, yeah. Gutierrez, Ray Black Jr., and
he
Sam
had some
Harris.
help. And there goes that glitch we're seeing in the Indy cars as well. Ooh, that looked healthy. Gutierrez getting into Osmer to try to avoid Miller. Miller got touched going into the corner, and the rear end of that car got sucked into the racetrack. Definitely something, Nim, if you're watching, you guys might want to take a look at that, because that's been affecting the open wheel cars for over a year now, and now it looks like it's trickling into the tin tops. Miller able to recover in the number 15 spot. Still a long ways to go in this event. Still, gonna need to do yeoman's work as he brings it down pit side.
And I just want to point out, it's hard to spin at Bristol and not hit anything, whether you were helped or whether you did it on your own. And Mr. Miller there, Brad Miller, he did an amazing job, did not hit anything else, had no one pile into him. They wrecked beside him and behind him, but he drove away clean.
Well,
and he kept it on the lead lap as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you can wreck around me all you want, just don't hit me. And Liguri taking it pit side, Dustin Ping taking it pit side. Guess who just got the lead back?
Mr. Garrett Maines.
Garrett Maines, currently leading the most laps, on par to lead the most laps in the entire event. Looks like 22 staying out to get a wave around. Ray Black Jr. staying out to get a wave around. And Butch Frazier staying out to get a wave around.
Doug George getting up to second. That's a pretty damn good position to be in right now. He's been slowly making his way up there.
Well, Doug George, your current big mover of the race, qualified 26th. Actually did not take time. Started in the last row. Sorry, last double row of the field. And currently sits in second place. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
While we're under caution, do you want to do a quick plug for what's happening next week, Tony?
If I knew what was happening next week.
Start of the new ISL season?
Yes, the Indy Speedway League's getting ready to kick off their season number 3 of the IRO 5, the Dallara 2011s, if you will, and season number 2 of the DW12 series. That's going to kick off at Daytona. So, if you've ever wondered what an IndyCar would do at a plate track, you can tune into our broadcast next Tuesday, and we'll show you what the fast cars look like.
And they are fast.
And before you even ask, yes, you can bump draft in an IndyCar. We've done it.
At 247 miles per hour.
247.
Like doing it.
Well, 247 miles an hour hauling off into turn number 3 with, that little green bar appearing just before you start your turn in. It's really unnerving the first couple of times you do it. So lights are out on the pace car. Garrett Maines, Doug George, Michael Cheens, Cullen Roberts, and Jonathan Medeiros running out your top 5. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. And here we go. We are back underway in the I stand with
them.
He did. He Texas the hell out of them. That was almost an Oklahoma land rush. Garrett Maines and for those of you who don't understand what we're talking about by Texasing the start, it's where the leader knows that they're going to be in control as soon as the pace car pulls off. So rather than maintaining true pace car speed, they kind of back off a couple miles an hour, let the pace car get out there, and just it's the don't ask me how to spell that. But Maines, George, Jeans, Roberts, Osmer, Pataska, Hill, Medeiros, Miller, and King rounding out your top 10.
Caution.
And
David Bigger and Ray Black and somebody else just
Dustin Ping.
piled in.
Ray Black again.
Ray Black again. So let's see what happened. We're watching from Ping here. Ping gets the wall, gets into the 57, and what happened with Black?
He disappeared.
Okay.
That's weird.
Let's back that up a little bit. We're going to watch what happened with Ray Black Jr., see what really took place with the 07 Scuba Life Chevy Camaro. Get some help from the 22. No love lost between those two. And I'm thinking these guys might be taking advantage of the fact that Ray Black Jr. is on probation and getting every little lick of payback that they can, knowing that if he does anything in retaliation, he's in deep doo-doo.
It's like a little kid constantly, because like a kid's like been punished, and the other kid's just jabbing him in the arm, knowing he can't do anything about it. It's like, do something, do something, do something, do something.
yeah. That's kind of what it feels like. You almost, and I put that in parentheses, almost have to feel sorry for Ray Black Jr. tonight.
Almost.
Yeah, nobody wants to be a punching bag, obviously, but when you're basically being forced to be a punching bag, that makes for a miserable night. And he's been every which way but straight, I think. I mean, he's been up the track, around to the left, around to the right, into the wall.
Well, I'm looking
sliding sideways.
I'm looking at that car right now, and the only straight body panel on that car is the roof.
I'm waiting for the home run to come.
Oh, yeah. As the 41 gets the lucky dog there. Would like to point out, quick lap of the race, retiree 00 Jason Jacoby, 14.882.
That's hole in the mail.
That's pretty moving under race pace, especially with all the traffic and cautions that we've seen. Haven't really had a chance to really, get one blistered off, but, Jacoby was able to get down into the 14s. Only a handful of cars into the 14s tonight. Everybody else into the low 15s.
Couple of takers down pit road.
We've had a couple cars coming down.
So Garrett Maines, Doug George, Michael Jeans, Cullen Roberts, Ronnie Osmer, Dallas Pataska, Jonathan Medeiros, Brad Miller up to 8th after that melee a few laps back. Melissa Liguri rebounding to 9th, and Francois Pelletier into the top 10.
All right, good to see him rebounding after the luck he's been having all night, and Ronnie Osmer as well. That car is toast, but he's still hanging tough in the top 5.
That's not that bad. He drove a worse car than that at Spa. Oh, wait, no, that car at Spa wasn't 100% his fault, was it? Anyways. Zing! Get your hate mail coming, folks.
When the car drives down the track sideways.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible to turn an Audi R8 into a dirt modified.
Yeah, but we did that with the Mercedes as well, so...
Well,
you know.
no, we didn't rip both fenders and the hood off.
That's true. We just collapsed the suspension.
Pace cars in, and we are back underway. Garrett Maines pulling the trigger. Doug George going with him. Michael Jeans to the inside. Side by side into turn number 1. Jeans and George. Jeans with position right now. Still side by side for second. Michael Jeans is going to have some help. Cullen Roberts, no, I'm sorry, that's the old school motorsports car. My bad. Cullen Roberts making his voice known. Now going side by side with Jeans. Jeans just stuck on that low side, which is nowhere near the fast line tonight.
No, nobody got the message to iRacing to put down that tacky strip that they've been laying down in real life, so there's no grip down there right now.
Well, they've been going over to the drag strip here at Bristol Motor Speedway and, getting the track prep equipment that the NHRA uses. Pataska up into the top 5, currently sitting 4th. And Maines with a car length and a half lead right now over Doug George. That is your battle for the lead.
All right, it looks like I'm knocking on wood, guys. Things may have settled down a little bit here as we're
no, it
80
hasn't.
to go.
Here's your battle for 7th, folks. As Osmer, Liguri, Medeiros, and Broods throw a blanket over those 4. That's 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th right there in the same shot.
Okay, fine. But no, I mean,
and the 84 gets into the wall. Medeiros throwing sparks. Zach Brew getting to the inside of him. Looks like Medeiros may have lost some speed there.
And this is where you're really happy that iRacing hasn't figured out the whole
cut
tires, yeah, because he'd be looking for 2 new right sides after that.
A lot of cars would be looking for right fronts most of this race. Thank you very much.
That is very true.
Robert Hill making his presence felt right now as he's working to the inside of Zach Brew. Hill bombs it in there, going to scrub off a little speed. Brew keeping it wound up on the high side. That is your battle for 10th.
Nice battle between Osmer and Liguri as well. Yep. Further up the field.
Osmer on the high side, Liguri on the inside. Osmer into the wall again. The Bristol brush for the 55.
And again.
And again.
He loves that wall.
Oh, and we have the 8 cars up against the wall on his roof. Oh, caution again.
Is that the 8 or the 08?
No, that's the 8.
That's the 8. Whoa! Oh!
I don't want to know what don't tell me what I just missed. We're in replay as just gets into it with Pelletier. Does I think that's called a nollie grind in skateboarding.
Ollie.
No, not nollie. Oh, now I see what you're talking about.
Yep.
Brad Miller, victim of circumstance. Good grief, Brad. Wow. Having nowhere to go. John King just comes right in front of him. It's one way to put it. Let's let's have an oh shit moment with Brad.
Oh, do we want to do that?
We're going to the helmet cam. Here he is coming through 1 and 2. Already slowed down, sees the 8, starts to coming down, and snaps you by.
That's Layla's favorite view, the helmet cam.
Absolutely. That's
She loves that view.
Yeah, that's a really bruh moment.
Yeah, that's a hold the brake, man. But that's the worst kind of way to get into a wreck. I mean, even if guys are spinning in front of you and you're trying to weave through it at speed, that's not great. But when you've slowed down, when everyone's slowed down, the caution's out, and then somebody just pulls right down the track or right up the track in front of you.
What I'm trying to figure out is that Miller actually went down to the apron to avoid the wreck, and then the wreck came to him, and that's
that's
right.
That's kind of Kevin Paskowitz-like.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I mean, they do call Bristol a self-cleaning racetrack. What goes up must come down. However, generally, people have a little bit more control over it than that.
Now, for those of you who've never actually been to Bristol, when you go to enter the track, it's how should I put this? You ever been to an amphitheater? That's about the only way I can describe it. You're standing at the crossover gate to get onto the track, and it's like looking down from the balcony of an amphitheater down into the orchestra pit.
Very much. I mean, 36 degrees of bank is what they claim to have, and I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, 18 degrees on the front stretch.
Yes.
That's more. That's as much banking on the straightaway at Bristol as you have in the corners at Michigan.
Right.
And
I can speak from experience. I'll let you go, Sam, in a second. I can speak from experience. During the daytime, the concrete at this track acts like a mirror and just reflects everything to the infield. So ambient air temperatures like 80 with 70% humidity. In the infield, it feels like 130.
Speaking of temperatures, well, I'm going to go into temperatures now. With the track as it is as well, it's cold on the track. It's 78 degrees track temperature. Air temperature is exactly the same temperature, but it's very humid there as well. It's 55% humidity. I mean,
which is why we're seeing so many cars starting to slip and slide around as the track starts to rubber in and gets a little bit greasy. Pace car is off, and Maines pulls the trigger. We are back underway. As Cullen Roberts tries to go to the inside, scrubs off a ton of speed. Dallas Pataska keeping it wound up on the high side, up into the number 3 slot. Maines, George, Pataska, Roberts, Medeiros, your top 5.
I just want to say, guys, this most recent caution, I think a lot of guys use those fast repairs.
And there goes Cody Eldred around. There goes Frenchie involved in another one, too. I was just going to say that was a hell of a battle starting to heat up there for 10th, but roll that beautiful bean footage, and we see the 05 just get into the left rear quarter of Cody Eldred. Francois Pelletier on it, just Austin Dilloned into the wall.
I'm starting to think what deity he managed to piss off at some point, because
I'm trying to figure that out too, because there is a.
Well, if you guys figure that out, let me know too.
Well, there are some holidays coming up for our polytheistic friends, and I'm thinking that we need to offer a couple sacrifices to whatever deities are angered right now.
I'm starting to wonder if it might be the goddess of Darlington. I wonder if we have to offer something up to the lady in black.
Possibly.
To get to
I know a couple of sacrifices we can make.
We're right now on board with Francois Pelletier as they're going into the turn. You see the trouble start to brew in front of them as Brew gets into Eldred, and then there it goes. And good thing Frenchie doesn't have an Oculus, because that's mildly nauseating to just watch on a widescreen computer monitor.
And Robert Hill Jr. was caught up in that as well. He was having such a good run as well.
Yep, he was a victim of circumstance, and I just noticed something on Frenchie's helmet. I know what it is now. He's driving
What is it?
He's driving a Toyota, but wearing a helmet with a Honda emblem.
Oh dear.
So he has pissed off one of the Japanese racing gods.
I think that would be Carzilla. Is that right? I don't know.
Carzilla.
No, hold on. I'll tell you his name.
Nice little Simpsons reference then. I got that.
Actually, there was a thing back in the 80s called Carzilla.
Was it a monster truck?
No, it was... It showed up the monster truck show.
Trailer.
It was a tractor trailer that transformed into like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, wow. That must have been cool to see.
I think he's still around. I think it still makes the rounds on occasion, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely a piece of 80s Americana there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but man, I don't know. It's rough tonight for poor Francois Pelletier. Several guys.
I know I'm gonna butcher this name, but Kichi Suchiya?
Write it in the chat. I can pronounce it.
Okay.
So, Kichi Sokyo. I have no idea. I apologize to anyone who might be Japanese who's listening if I have just butchered a god's name.
Well, not a true deity in the truest sense of the terminology, but as far as car culture in the Japanese people go,
That's very true. I think it's Kaiichi Tsuchiya.
Yeah, Kaiichi Tsuchiya. As we go green again.
I was live, I just wasn't on the leader. Garrett Maines, Doug George, Dallas Pataska jumping out to a lead. Your battle right now is back around 10th.
Ooh, is everyone stacking up again?
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the guy who's credited with being the father of drifting.
Aha. but yes, we that would be that would probably be as close to a Japanese auto god as
no,
and
57
finger goes around again.
Flag is out.
Oh. Well, that might spell the end of his night, guys. I think that may have been his last engine.
Let's find out. Let's see what happened.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
We already have, as the 84 gets into yet another car.
Oh, man.
What in the blue hell? You know, can we get security to the 84 hauler? Security.
I think they just should leave now.
Run
I'm not sure there's a driver in this field who hasn't been affected by one of his little bump and runs tonight.
Yeah, he just... And it's again, it was another one of those deals where the rear end of the car just got sucked into the track, and it looks like the 57 did have a fast repair left.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good to hear. He's been beating around all kinds of bad tonight. And, didn't want to see his night end like that.
And look who's still leading the race, Garrett Maines. I'm thinking that may have possibly clinched most laps led for the number one.
Most definitely, but look who's back in third place, Dallas Pataska. Imagine the race we're going to get as soon as those two meet on the track.
Well, they're going to be starting nose to tail as of right now.
Yeah.
And talking about two, I mean, Ronnie Osmer, he's going to be starting on the outside. That's where he's been making most of his moves. He's just been grinding away, moving up through this field, picking off a car here, picking off a car there. And I'm wondering if he can get up get up there 1 or 2 more spots if he might have something for our leader at the end of this race.
Well,
And the
here's
41
a couple things I want to point out. If you remember, Osmer's car was more screwed up than Hogan's Ghost about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Clean as a whistle right now. So Ronnie Osmer has now finally used his fast repair. Dallas Pataska, 42
Hasn't
laps.
needed one.
42. Well, he did. He scraped up the right side of that car. But anyways, Dallas Pataska, 42 laps into his current stint after being down pit road. Garrett Maines, 52. Doug George, 52. Ronnie Osmer, 18.
So he's feeling like Superman in this pack right now.
He hasn't even had a chance to warm the tires up enough to even think about wearing the goodie off them yet.
I just want to point out the 41 has actually made a pretty damn good comeback. He was 3 laps down at one point. He's now up to P7 on the lead lap.
Yeah.
We have the 1 and the 11 in the first row and the 5 and the 55 in the second row.
1s and 5s. Yeah.
That's
actually, if you're a math nerd like the three of us are, that's actually kind of cool.
All the 1s and all the 5s.
Say the only thing better is if the 1, 2, and 3 car are first, second, and third.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Mostly because there is no 3 car right now, and there is no 2 car right now.
I was saying
lights are out on the pace car. Let's see if Garrett Maines Texas the field again.
I'm going to bet that he probably will.
Safe bet. That's the safe.
There
that's the safe money.
No, he jumped on it early.
Green flag.
I don't even know if the pace car had cleared the commitment cone when he got on the trigger. As Pataska goes to the inside of George, side by side down the back straightaway.
Oh, and we have a wreck.
Yellow.
Oh,
Again.
the 41 car again. Black Junior involved. The 555 looks like he went sliding.
Zach Brew as well.
Oh, man.
Let's see what happened. As we are now in the replay, and the 41 just went up into the 8. Cody Eldred just got his car fixed and caught some. Ray Black Jr. catching a little bit of that. Welcome to Bristol, kids.
What does an aneurysm feel like?
Yeah, exactly. Bristol's the type of track that when you actually do get the car back to the race shop on Monday or Tuesday, depending on where your race shop is located, you look at it and you can't help but use that line that Robert Duvall used in Days of Thunder, or not Robert Duvall, it was, what the hell was his name there? The guy that played Buck. Hey, how about that? A side we don't have to fix.
Frenchie's car looks clean again. I think he's finally used the fast repair. Or cleaner.
Cleaner.
Yeah, cleaner.
Yeah. And Cody Eldred went from having a clean-looking car to having a caved-in right front fender again.
Yeah. And Doug George actually beat Dallas Pataska in that last run. So that was a pretty impressive defense there from him.
Well, that just goes to show that the high side is truly the fastest line right now. And has been all night. Because we haven't had enough green flag laps to really try to work in that low side. So, that's kind of how that's working out.
Well, even then, I mean, there's just, even with this track really well worked in, there's not as much grip down low as up high. I mean, you almost have to run a middle line coming in, right door to door with that car on the outside, maybe diamond it in a little bit, but you still have to come off in that middle lane to get a good run here.
And I'd like to point out we've got a couple more retirements here. Looks like Michael Jeans is out. Brad Miller has been on pit road for quite a while now, so I'm thinking he's going to be sitting out the rest of the event. And
Ray Black just got a wave around. I'm not sure why that was the case, but unless he was due to have a lucky dog and it didn't give it to him.
I don't know.
I'm going to guess yes, because Zach Brewer and Mike Rafferty were both caught up in that last wreck, and Ray Black Jr. must have been in line for a lucky dog and got a small piece of that, and it didn't give him the lucky dog, maybe. So maybe that's why he got the wave around.
He did get clipped. I believe as the number 41 was just sliding down the banking. Ray Black Jr. He just caught a little bit of it in that right rear.
Yeah,
and that goes back to what we were talking about in the pre-race, where there's no place to hide here at Bristol. And you got to wonder if Pataska's been watching what Maines has been doing all night here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, part of the RTFT I Stand With Melissa 200. I got
and a big checkup on that restart, guys.
And big checkup on that restart, and yeah.
And it's going to benefit Osmer, who's going to get around Pataska for third.
Wow,
that's first and second in the points, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe you are correct.
And now he's got to run on Doug George as well. This is going to get interesting very quickly.
As George has a run also on Maines. So the newer tires seem to be benefiting Osmer right now, as he's able to put that car just about anywhere he wants to put it.
And it's working.
Maines, George, Osmer, Pataska, and Cullen Roberts rounding out your top five as we are
again
back under caution. Cody Eldred.
Again.
Unfortunately, again, let's see what happened here as he goes into, looks like turn one.
Look, he just didn't. It looked like he didn't know that 22 was up there, guys, and 22 just turned him into the wall.
Yep.
And
man, and he hits the pace car, so
he's got that checked off his list for tonight.
Yeah,
he is doing it Days of Thunder style. Hit the pace car.
We think Cody Eldred may be perfect tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. He and Ray Black Jr. both have hit just about everything there is to hit on this track.
Except the flag stand. Except the flag stand. They have not hit the flag stand yet.
It's true. One car, is the Valvoline car, just hit the entrance to pit road. He hit the sand barriers at the wall.
Well, we're about to watch that happen, so do it. There it goes. Good grief.
Oh, man. All right, guys. So you don't have any worry that you have to be tomorrow morning, right?
Other than work, no.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You know, I have to go to work for one of those, national parts chains that has the funny hats on their delivery trucks.
That sounds fun.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Little Caesars?
No. I said national parts chain, not pizza shop.
Jonathan Medeiros has dropped out the failed throughput.
Oh, man. And Jonathan King as well. John King looks like he has disconnected.
So they're dropping like flies now.
And to be honest, Tony, and I apologize to our viewers, but I thought you said national fart chain.
No, I said parts, not heartburn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For those of you who are fans of Pizza, and for those of you who live in Canada, yes, I know that's the name of an actual chain, but it's the same chain here in the States. They just call it something different. I have yet to eat one of their pizzas and not just be in so much pain from heartburn afterwards that I want to just die.
It is an acquired taste, and you have to make sure you've got the Rolaids on hand.
Screw the Rolaids, man. I need to pop like 4 Zantac before even looking at one of those pizzas.
I know Pepto-Bismol, invented in Norwich, New York. It does wonders.
Sure does.
As Zach Brew currently sitting in 4th. And who just joined us?
Me.
Hi, me.
Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
Aha! The boss man's here. We gotta straighten up and fly left.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, or any way you can. Oh my
You've got to
god.
behave now. Be good.
By the way, I make no apologies for earlier comments in the stream.
Oh, I don't care. I'm like, what the heck?
They were
It's
they
right
were
to me.
they were directed at a certain driver, and the truth hurts.
It's his initials, Ray Black Jr.
I can
Well,
either
that's not initials. That's his name.
I can either confirm or deny these
Space cars
allegations,
off.
Senator.
Green flag. Green
And away we
flag.
go again. Number 1 gets another good start.
Yeah, it looks like Ronnie Osmer may not be the beneficiary of this restart. He's going to go back to fourth.
Good pass from Pataska.
Pataska just kept it wound up on the high side. Now sets his sights on Doug George.
All right.
Oh, look who's there right behind Roberts again. I'm not going to say any names. Not going to say any names.
We're getting close, guys. 35 laps to go around Bristol.
It's not there anymore, but it was there.
No, we're 36. It'll be 35 this time, sir.
I was a fine arts major. You do the math.
To be surprisingly honest, tonight's race has actually been a little more calmer than I thought.
Really?
Really? I thought for sure we would
The driver that's been on probation has been used as a punching bag by every car in the field.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that I feel bad for him, but I kind of almost do.
Poor guy. But I tell you what, as Garrett Maines, he has come back with a vengeance after stepping away for a couple of weeks, and he still is able to drive away, and I think he will drive away from Doug George momentarily.
Well, I've raced with Garrett before, and he's a very good driver. I raced with him back on Wednesday, I think it was, at Michigan. Absolutely fantastic driver, and he just ran away with that race as well. So he knows what he's doing at the front.
That lead right now is 3/10 and growing.
Yeah, the funny thing with Garrett is every time he raced, he's like, I have never raced on this track in the sim. He goes in, sets the fastest time in practice. The next thing you know, he'll set the fastest time for qualifying. He says, I don't even know how I did that. And we're like, at Francois Pelletier spins coming off turn 4.
Oh.
Caution is out.
Again, if it wasn't for bad luck, Frenchie would have no luck at all tonight. Just as he got that car fixed and not looking like it's been in a demolition derby.
He needs to stop pissing off that Japanese god, I can tell you that now.
Boom! Goes to Dynamite, and Cody Eldred helps him continue to go around. Cody having nowhere to go in that one. Frenchie, lucky that car stayed dirty side down, as that should give Ray Black Jr. the lucky dog there.
It should, and there goes Cody Eldred spinning around. I don't know what that happened there. But it looked like him in the 52 got made contact.
Well, let's see what happens since we're still on the replay.
Oh, he does not look happy. Eldred does not look happy at all.
Bang!
No.
Yeah, the 52 just no idea what's going on around him. Situational awareness not happening in a lot of cars tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for some of them. So, I hate to see what the points are going to be after tonight's race.
Well, I did try and call out the points earlier, but I got cut off because my internet dropped. So
yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that dumpster fire.
I hate to say what the tempers are going to be after tonight.
I know.
Yeah, I hope you hired extra security tonight.
Well, right
especially for the garage of the 84, because
yeah, that kid's hit everything except the pace car and the flag stand.
Well, unfortunately, good thing is the chats are muted, so I have a quiet room right now. But it will erupt once I unmute it after the race.
But, that's one of the great things that we have here in iRacing that I imagine the boys in NASCAR wish they had was just when guys are getting chippy with each other, you just push a button and
wait a second,
everyone shuts up and races.
Uh-oh.
What?
Why do I think Cody's waiting on the 52?
He's right there behind him.
I know.
I mean, he is right there.
No, he's going back in pit road.
Okay.
I think he's repairing more damage.
I was scared that Cody was going to have a meltdown moment.
Yeah, French and Ray Black have gone on pit road as well to repair some more damage. So
I have to say, Cody Eldred, he's one of the calmest, most level-headed drivers you could ever hope to race against. He'll always race you clean.
just don't make him angry.
Yeah. Then he hulks out. I mean,
Yeah, no. Cody waits till after the race to blow up.
Yeah, I imagine this has got to have him frustrated tonight.
And I do know from experience that when Cody does get mad, the most commonly heard phrase is "eat a bag of dicks."
I mean, he does reference the doll on a lot of occasions as well.
Yeah, show us on the doll. Show us on the doll where you're hurt.
Very true from Cody.
It looks like about to go back to green flag racing.
Well, let's see if Garrett Maines Texas is the start again with Dallas Pataska right on his back bumper. I gotta think that Pataska's got to have the timing down by now.
Find out momentarily as they're coming into turn 3.
I want to point out Ronnie Osmer pitted, guys, so he's back in the hornet's nest again.
And we are going to be going live with 25 laps to go in the I Stand Booth Melissa 200. As Maines pulls the trigger, Pataska goes with him, gets side by side with George going into turn 1, gives him the spot. Pataska just gave George the spot. Pataska looking to just get out of here with the points lead, it looks like.
It might be a smart move on his part.
Absolutely.
I don't think he should relax too much, though, because he's got Taylor right on his tail now. Roberts, sorry. Roberts.
Taylor's in the room with us, bud.
Leave me alone.
It's past
Robert, no shit, right? It's like 25-4 here.
As Zach Brew and Ronnie Osmer side by side coming through turn number 4. Sorry, through turn number 2. Osmer into the wall again.
No.
He loves that wall.
We've now called it the Bristol Brush. You had the Darlington stripe. This is the Bristol Brush. If you don't have the right side of the car caved in by the end of the race, you weren't trying hard enough.
Man, I want to refine that, guys. I don't know if it'd be the Bristol Brush or the Bristol Bash, because
I agree. Bristol Bash sounds better. Hashtag that for tomorrow night or for this weekend's races.
And you know what, Tony? We're not leaving Bristol very quickly this week, because later this week we come here in the Mazdas as well, in the Pro Mazdas.
Oh, dear goodness gracious!
Please tell me you're kidding.
Nope.
Fuck my life.
Poor souls.
The Pro Mazdas come to Bristol on Thursday night, brought to you by the ISO.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Open wheel cars that draft like a hand. It's taking a hammer to the back of your head. on a track where there's no place to go, driving with rookies in open wheel cars who think that they're still driving tin tops. Oh yeah, no, I'm sitting that one out. I'm taking a flipping nap, kids.
Oh, can't we broadcast it?
I might join you in the race booth to do so, depending on.
Join us after that one for the season opener of the Race of Champions afterwards.
Yes. The Paskey Sports Race of Champions SK Modified Tour are going to be having its season opener at Richmond.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
In the wait, you mean this isn't Iowa 50?
Yes.
I like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one right there.
All right, I'm watching Ronnie Osmer right now, guys. This battle back, the 95, 22, 24, 55, and 05 are all kind of bouncing off of each other just a little bit right now, as Osmer's trying to work his way past the 24 car. I lost my list.
Melissa Liguri.
Thank you, Melissa Liguri. Sorry about that, guys.
Now, mind you, I do want to remind viewers that when we say I stand with Melissa, it's not Melissa Liguri that we're doing this race for. It's Melissa Miller, Brad Miller's wife, who was diagnosed with breast cancer back in April and is currently on the road to recovery, in remission right now.
There it goes. Saw that coming.
Might have been a little bit payback from an earlier incident between the 55 and 22, but I just announced the races. You love to discuss that with race control.
Oh, that. Yep,
Yeah.
everyone stacked up there, guys, and some had to give.
There goes Chris. I think he's on a mission right now. Be prepared for seeing some cars spinning out probably under this yellow flag.
Well, let's find out. We're following along right now with the 22.
It's a shame for Cullen Roberts because he had one hell of a run on Dallas Pataska before that caution came out.
Well, let's line them back up and have go at it again.
11 laps to go. So
Yep.
this could get ugly, guys.
And
Fair.
guess who is going to be back on the lead lap?
Mr. Ray Black Jr., by the looks of it.
That's what it looks like to me as well.
Tonight's sponsored pro punching bag. Tonight's professional punching bag.
Do we have a Goodies Headache Award? Because I feel like Race Control should get it tonight.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it gets it.
I mean,
Well,
Taylor, we've been choosing our favorite paint schemes of the night. Which one's your favorite?
The one that doesn't have any dents in it. How about that?
So that would be Dallas Pataska in the 5.
Pretty
Garrett
much,
Maines.
yeah.
Garrett
No,
Maines
I
for the
think-
clean car.
I'm looking at the 11 of Doug George with the Captain Morgan because I have a feeling I will be eating some of that at the end of tonight.
Absolutely. Now, the Better Call Mako award goes to current 8th place position runner, the number 19 of Francois Pelletier.
Uh,
No matter how
for the-
much you
yeah,
keep
for
knocking him
those
down,
of you-
he keeps getting back up.
For those of you who remember those commercials, you're my hero. And I think KP might be the only one in this room old enough to remember Better Call Mako.
yeah, I remember it. Can't say I like to say that, but yes, I remember them. And I have to agree. I mean, Frenchie, he's been a punching bag and a yo-yo tonight.
That
he's
car-
been up and down.
Since the opening melee, that car has looked like it's been into 2 demolition derbies en route to a crash car.
Remember what I called him at Indianapolis, though? Elastic Man. No matter how much you keep pushing him back, he keeps snapping back.
I just heard somebody get into the wall, guys.
And you're surprised why?
No, I'm saying I heard that crunch noise, and I don't know if that was something or not.
So I'm wondering if Gutierrez can get back to Eldred, or vice versa, if he's going to wait for Eldred, if something's going to happen.
Oh, I don't know, guys.
Melissa Liguri does not look happy at all with Gutierrez right now as she gives him the chrome horn there.
I don't think anybody's happy with anybody tonight.
May
true
get
story.
to the end of this one.
So who do we want to ride along with on this restart?
Dallas Pataska. Let's see how much of a good start he gets.
All right.
How many tube frame torpedoes are we going to have at the end of this one?
Quite a few. So we're going on board with the helmet cam of Dallas Pataska. This is what he's seeing. And you got to think he's got the timing down by now as he's hanging back just a tick off of Garrett Maines. As soon as that pace car twitches, expect to hear the revs come up. As we go quiet. They go.
No, Garrett just goes.
I want to point out, Ronnie Osmer was just in pit road, guys. He's got fresh tires for this sprint to the finish.
And he's
Oh,
currently
dear.
sitting in 5th. What could possibly go wrong?
There we go. As
Yellow,
52
yellow,
Jeremy
yellow.
Poole and Francois Pelletier and Butch
And
Frazier spin.
That's the race. No, 5 to go. We've got a 1-lap shootout by the looks of things.
Maybe.
By the looks.
As we were on board with Cullen Roberts giving a hockey-style hip check to Dallas Pataska. We are going to... as soon as I find Pelletier, where is he? There he is. So let's watch the 19 here. Watch the 57 behind him, 22 in front of him. Pelletier to the inside, too wide. As the 52 just comes down into him, the 555. I've never seen this glitch before in tin top cars where the ass end gets sucked into the track.
I tell you what, I've seen a lot of glitches going on tonight. I mean, everyone seems to be having connection issues throughout the entire night. I mean, Jason Jacoby had connection issues. Dustin Dean had issues. A lot of people have been having some connection issues tonight. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Well, the thing
Guys, I wanna
is
say-
there's a glitch that we've been seeing in the open wheel cars on bank tracks where if you get close and there's, bounding box to bounding box, we call it the transmission tunnel glitch in the open wheel cars. Here, it's just the whole ass end of the car. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I just want to say, guys, Pelletier just let Poole know what he thought of him. He was under caution coming up and kind of bouncing him a little.
Yeah, we're watching that right now on the stream. And I think Pelletier, normally a calm and cool, collected driver, definitely getting the the Bristol beer muscles going right now.
Welcome to Bristol.
Taylor, could you ask Garrett Mains to come on TeamSpeak so we can interview him?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I can do that.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say, I think this is the end of it, guys.
Looks like it is. So the
good
I
race.
stand with Melissa 200. 1 lap to go here. Going to be working lap 200 of 200. Under caution, Garrett Mains, Doug George, Cullen Roberts, Dallas Pataska, Ronnie Osmer rounding out your top 5. Great runs throughout that group. Robert Hill Jr. able to rebound from a lot of early trouble to finish 6th. Zach Brew in the Pepto-Bismol car, finishing in 7th. Chris Gutierrez able to rebound to 9th. David Bigger in 10th. And Jeremy Poole rounding out your top 10. Hard Charger Award going to Doug George, started 26th.
Yeah, tonight was quite the show. Hope we did a good enough race for the Miller family for tonight's race, and I hope they enjoyed it. And again, we send out our condolence and hope that Melissa makes a speedy recovery.
And Brad Miller had a good race today, I will admit. I mean, it was a shame the way he was taken out of the race, but...
As Jeremy Poole decided to spin out 50 or Francois Pelletier.
Yeah, going back to Brad Miller, he had a good run tonight, but his race ended in a very unusual fashion. But yeah, until that happened, he was running well, running in the top 10 for some of it. So,
And I believe it has turned into a demo derby on the backstretch.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the powers that be might be handing down some more penalties this week. As, this is just getting out of control. Good
we've got one of the top 3 in the in TeamSpeak.
Who we got?
Cullen Roberts.
Uh-huh.
Well, bring him
Should we
down.
interview? You want to grab him, KP?
I don't believe I can. Hold on.
Send me a. Let's see here.
I got him.
User was moved to your channel.
Cullen Roberts, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Well, we just watched you have a masterful drive for third place finish. Walk us through that last pit stop that you had 106 laps ago. What was that your pit strategy all along?
No, honestly, I was just pitting whenever I saw somebody else pit that I knew had a, good feel for what they were doing. I tried to watch Garrett and what he was doing, but he just stayed out pretty much the entire time. But I mean, I went off of what he was doing. I know he's really good. Really, I just tried to follow his thing. I didn't know if I was gonna make it to the end or not, but it worked out.
All right, fair enough. For what it's worth, looked like Garrett made it a one-stop race. For the most part, you kept your car pretty clean tonight. Good on you for doing that, and good points night for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not really running points yet, but it's my first race in this series. Just making the qualifier last night. I mean, I can't ask for a better finish. Old school was put me, right up front. I mean, we started in the back, but our team, we got some great people behind us, and looking for more finishes like this for sure.
Well, for what it's worth, you were able to stay out of trouble. Your two teammates, not so much. Cody was used as a pinball most of the night, and Sean didn't have much better luck, but you were able to for the most part stay out of trouble and keep it dirty side down. And I think the guys in the body shop are not going to be upset with you, or as upset with you as some of the other drivers on the Old Schools team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I think my they're more past here and know how to get around it. Actually, back like there, I was trying to stay up front, but in the back, it gets hectic back there.
Hectic is one way to put it. But we were able to see you keep the car relatively clean. Couple minor scrapes, bumps, and bruises, but of the Old School Motorsports cars, you definitely had the cleanest one of the bunch tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got to thank Sean and Cody for supporting, strategizing, and trying to anyway. But it turned out pretty good for us tonight.
Yeah, as far as Cody goes, you've got a guy that has won championships in other series, and he's definitely one to pay attention to what he says and does as far as if you're looking for a mentor in iRacing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have a lot to learn, and having these guys behind me is just a really good perk to have.
Absolutely, Colin. Congratulations on the podium in your first Pro Series race. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Taylor, where are we?
I believe we are at. I believe we are at. If you guys know, it's Road America. Yep.
Road America next week, I'm being told. So, how are you on road courses?
I can't even guarantee I'll be running there. Last week at Washington, I didn't have a great showing, so I'm more of an overdriver. But we'll see.
Well, once you get the hang of how to handle the kink, the rest of the track's pretty easy.
We'll see if I can get some practice out. See how we stand up against the other drivers.
All right. Fair enough. Colin, we'll let you get back up with your team. Congratulations on the podium, sir. And looking forward to seeing you run in the future. All right. Cullen Main's joining us. Guys, what a race.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely interesting.
Interesting. A lot. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, very amazing. He ran away with the show, but there was a lot of great racing all around this track. I think there are going to be some hurt feelings in the morning, some egos that may need some ice.
Well, to use Cody's term, show us on the doll. So I'm looking at the stats of the race right now. 19 cautions, 94 caution laps, 2 lead changes. Laps led. Anybody want to take a guess without looking?
160.
Nope. 191.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. 191 with 9 laps led by Dallas Pataska. Yeah, that's stinking up the show. But absolutely. Hard Charger award going to Doug George. Did not take time in qualifying. Started 26th on the field. Last double row. Finished second. Almost got it. Colin Roberts almost getting the Hard Charger. Starting 25th, finishing third. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Those cars, they're just able to work their way through the field, avoid the wrecks. We're up there at the end.
Yeah, that was quite a show. Looking forward to next week at Road America. Hopefully you'll have some races like we did at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Taylor, I'm going to put you on the spot here, and you can tell me, no comment if you want to do so. But from what we saw tonight with the tempers flaring, any chance of further penalties coming down for other drivers tonight?
I'll go ahead and point blank say yes. There is a possibility of penalties more penalties being handed out for tonight. Probably a couple of, I hate to say it, a couple of removals from the series, and
Probably not a bad idea. There were a couple cars that hit everything except the pace car in the flag stand tonight, and Cody Eldred did. But I would like to point out, and I'm gonna say this wholeheartedly. Ray Black Jr. Every accident he was in tonight, he was a victim of circumstance.
Yeah,
It wasn't his fault.
Zero at fault incidents tonight.
As I said, he was tonight's professional punching bag, as I've already stated.
Yes. And I think there were some drivers that took advantage of that. So something that your competition committee may want to take a look at. Everything is in the stream, including, the comments that we were making about it. That we were noticing that hey, that may have been intentional. So, but you guys are welcome to use the stream for your disciplinary action. What's it called? Their evidence. So.
Yes, there we go. Good work.
But I overall, I think the league put on a good showing for the I Stand with Melissa 200, and unfortunately, Brad Miller just getting annihilated and having to use his fast repair way too early in the evening to be able to finish any higher than he did, coming home 21st, unfortunately. But Garrett Maines, like we said before, just without a doubt, just dominating performance tonight.
Dallas Pataska's got some competition now, which is going to make things a tiny bit more spicy coming when we come to next week's race at Road America.
Well, it all depends on how Garrett Maines can handle a road course, because
I can honestly say he's wheeled the trucks around circuits and dominated. So I think he can do well in a big car at Road America.
Well, if anything is to, if evidence points to who we need to look out for next week, I'm going to have to say the Blackadder Motorsports team as a whole.
Yeah.
With, Sam Harris and Michael Jeans finishing 1-2 at...
You mean John King?
John King, sorry, finishing 1-2 at right church, wrong pew. There was an 8 in the car. Sorry. So John King and Sam Harris for Blackadder Motorsports going 1-2 at Mid Ohio. Similar idea on how to get around Road America with all the elevation change that happens there. And like I pointed out to Colin, I think the big deciding factor next week is going to be who can figure out the kink best early.
As well as who can save fuel.
True story, because that's definitely not a track you want to run out of fuel on. I can think of only 2 tracks worse than that to run out of fuel on, and both of them are in Europe.
If you run out of fuel, you run out of gas anywhere at Road America other than on pit road, you're going to need a tow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because even the entry road on the pit road is incredibly steep, and it's going to be a fun race. Road America is a fun track to drive.
Did we have that last week when we not fuel up Mid Ohio? Pretty sure we did.
Yes, on the final lap, I believe it was the 55.
David Bigger?
Or no, it was
57.
57. David Bigger. You're right. Coming out of the last corner, the car started to spit and sputter, and that is how John King got around him for second.
Yeah, I mean, what a difference a week makes. I mean, those 2 guys, John King and Sam Harris, they had a horrible race tonight, but that's coming off the back of a 1-2 last week. I mean,
yeah.
One week you're doing well, next week you're having a horrible race. I mean, what's next week? What next? Where? Hopefully they can pick it up again next week, but yeah, tonight just was not their night.
Well, as far as the road courses go, they definitely were the class of the field at Mid-Ohio.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to see. I mean, my opinion is Road America runs much closer to Watkins Glen, a track similar to Watkins Glen, than Mid-Ohio. It's nowhere near as technical. I don't know if that'll open it up for any of the drivers or not, but definitely turning right in these cars is not easy.
Very true. Very true. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight. The I Stand with Melissa 200 from the Bristol Motor Speedway here in iRacing. The Xfinity cars in the books. Garrett Maines taking home the win, starting on the pole, leading 191 of 200 laps. I don't think I've ever seen that much of a dominating performance in a 200-lap race other than when Jim Champagne led all 200 laps at the Oswego Speedway Classic back in 1980. It doesn't get much better than that. So, congratulations to Garrett Maines. Congratulations to Melissa Miller for being a current survivor of the Big C. And looking forward to, having her around for a lot longer. For more information on how you can get involved with cancer research, we do ask that you go to themighty.com. That's themighty, THEMIGHTY.com, all one word. And you can see a lot of cancer research charities there. Just go to one that catches your eye, make a donation, and you can get involved in all of this as well. Go ahead, Sam.
While we're on the subject of charities, I believe Garrett Maines will have his name on that charity donation.
Yes. So it was decided before the race. This is Melissa Miller. She said that she would want a donation made out to St. Jude's.
Yes.
There will be a donation going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital in the name of Garrett Maines, in honor of Melissa Miller. So, congratulations to all those. Very glad that some good can be done tonight.
Absolutely. And more good being done later this month, August 26th, the Fight Like a Girl 200 presented by T3M. That broadcast is actually going to be done by Race Spot TV. You can YouTube their channel and take a look at what a professional broadcast looks like. That's going to be from Homestead Miami Speedway in iRacing. That's going to be using the Cup cars. 134 laps, the slated distance on that one. Just look through the iRacing forums for Fight Like a Girl 200. And if you want to get involved in the RTFT League, just go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing name. We'll pass that along to Taylor, and we'll get you added to the Sunday night AM series. Same cars, same setup, same track as the Monday night stuff. If you impress the league officials enough and they realize that you can hold your own and not what's the phrase I'm looking for, KP? Not be a tool?
Yeah, prove you know what you
You can get.
We do have the obviously the Pro Masters. I don't know if you're going to stream that, Tony.
Haven't decided yet.
Also, straight after the Pro Masters, we have the first round of the Chump Car Series on this very channel.
The Paskey Sports Race of Champions, SK Modifieds from Richmond, and then next. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
So you mean this isn't Iowa?
I love that.
Yes, and that will be broadcast on tape delay on this channel, as well as we will be going back to the ISL channel, the Indy Speedway League channel, next Tuesday as they kick off Season 3 of the Indy Racing League from Daytona using the Dallara 2011. For those of you who actually are IndyCar fans, it's the old IR05 chassis. And if you've never seen those on a plate track, Katie, bar the door, because 247 miles an hour in a bump draft in an Indy car.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy being bumped around like that at 247 miles per hour. I don't know about you, KP.
All I can say is for that race, I'm wearing my Browns.
Yeah. I might actually make you one now.
You know what, KP, what I would recommend wearing? Depends.
Yes.
Yeah, with wings. Absolutely. So, on behalf of Melissa Miller, on behalf of Taylor Burris, owner of the RTFT All-Star Racing League, for Mr. Kevin Paskowich, for Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, this is Tony Trapasso saying this has been a presentation of the RTFT All-Star Racing League live on BOFA Broadcasting, the other BBC. We will see you next week here at this normal time. Where are we? Road America. I kept wanting to say Road Atlanta. No, we are at Road America, where I'm predicting carnage in the kink.
Well, some good racing at the same time.
Absolutely. That track, if you're not having a good time at Road America, you need to check yourself, because that is a very fun track to wheel a car around. So on behalf of the entire BOFA Broadcasting Company crew, the other BBC, we will see you next week.